On January 20th, 2025, a significant event unfolded in Washington, D.C., the second inauguration of Donald J. Trump as the 47th President of the United States. This marked a rare occurrence in American history, with Trump becoming only the second president to be elected for a second non-consecutive term. The day was charged with anticipation as people across the nation and the world watched the peaceful transfer of power. This inauguration ceremony signified not only the beginning of a new presidential term, but also a continuation of the policies and ideologies championed by President Trump. The inauguration was a testament to the resilience of American democracy and the enduring appeal of Trump's brand of populism. His return to the White House after a 4-year hiatus was a clear indication of the deep divisions within American society, with his supporters viewing him as a champion of the people and his detractors expressing concern over his policies and rhetoric. The event drew a massive crowd of supporters, eager to witness the swearing-in ceremony and listen to President Trump's inaugural address. Security was tight across the Capitol, with thousands of law enforcement personnel deployed to ensure the safety and security of the attendees and the smooth execution of the day's events. The inauguration festivities spanned an entire weekend, commencing on January 18, 2025. The celebrations began with a grand reception and a dazzling fireworks display at the Trump National Golf Club in Virginia. This event served as an exclusive gathering for prominent donors, close allies, and members of the Republican Party. It was an opportunity for the president and his inner circle to personally thank those who had supported his campaign and contributed to his victory. Sunday, January 19th, was marked by solemn events. The day began with a wreath-laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made by American service members. Following this, a victory rally was held at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C., where President Trump addressed a large gathering of his supporters, reiterating his commitment to his campaign promises and outlining his vision for the future. As the day drew to a close, a more intimate candlelight dinner was hosted, bringing together key members of the administration, dignitaries, and close friends and family of the president and vice president. The dinner provided an opportunity for informal discussions and fostered a sense of camaraderie among the attendees. Inauguration Day, January 20th, dawned bright but frigid. The temperature hovered around a chilling 24 degrees Fahrenheit, with a wind chill dipping below zero. Despite the biting cold, spirits remained high as people gathered from all corners of the country to witness the historic event. In light of the extreme weather conditions, the swearing-in ceremony, originally planned for the outdoor west front of the U.S. Capitol building, was moved indoors to the more climate-controlled Capitol Rotunda. Following tradition, President Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance began their day by attending a church service at St. John's Episcopal Church, a customary practice for incoming presidents. This was followed by a formal tea ceremony at the White House, where the Trumps received the outgoing President Biden and Vice President Harris. At noon, the official swearing-in ceremony took place in the Capitol Rotunda. Chief Justice John Roberts administered the oath of office to President Trump, who placed his hand on a Bible previously used by Abraham Lincoln and his own family Bible. Following the swearing-in, President Trump delivered his inaugural address, outlining his agenda for his second term. Section 4. A global gathering, notable attendees. The inauguration ceremony was attended by a constellation of high-profile figures from the world of politics, business, and entertainment. Former Presidents Barack Obama, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton were in attendance, alongside former First Ladies Laura Bush and Hillary Clinton. Michelle Obama and Nancy Pelosi were notably absent. Outgoing President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris attended the ceremony, reaffirming the peaceful transition of power. The international presence at the inauguration was particularly noteworthy, signifying President Trump's continued influence on the global stage. Argentinian President Javier Milei and Chinese Vice President Han Zheng were among the dignitaries present. Invitations were extended to Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. Former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro, a close ally of President Trump, had also expressed interest in attending. The high turnout of foreign leaders was unprecedented and reflected a complex interplay of global politics and diplomatic relations. Section 5. J.D. Vance, a new face in the White House. The 2025 inauguration also marked the swearing-in of J.D. Vance as the 48th Vice President of the United States. Vance, a millennial and former venture capitalist, rose to prominence as the author of the best-selling book Hillbilly Elegy and later served as a senator from Ohio. His selection as Trump's running mate was seen as an attempt to broaden the appeal of the ticket and connect with younger voters. Vance's role in the Trump administration was expected to be multifaceted. He was slated to be a key advisor to the president, particularly on matters of economic policy and technology. His experience in the private sector and his understanding of the challenges faced by working-class Americans were seen as valuable assets. Additionally, Vance was tasked with serving as a liaison to Congress, leveraging his relationships in the Senate to advance the president's legislative agenda. Section 6. Funding the festivities, a show of support. The funding for President Trump's second inauguration was a mix of private donations and taxpayer dollars. As per tradition, the swearing-in ceremony itself was funded by taxpayers, while the numerous inaugural balls, concerts, and other celebratory events were financed by the Presidential Inaugural Committee. This committee, chaired by real estate developer Steve Witkoff and former Senator Kelly Loeffler, was tasked with raising funds and organizing the elaborate festivities surrounding the inauguration. The Trump Presidential Inaugural Committee managed to raise a record-breaking amount for the 2025 inauguration. Major contributions came from prominent figures in the tech and business world. Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Tim Cook, and Sam Altman each donated a substantial sum of $1 million to the committee. Uber and its CEO Dara Khosrowshahi also made a combined donation of $1 million. These contributions, along with numerous others from individual donors and corporations, brought the total funds raised to over $170 million. Section 7. Access and participation, witnessing history. While the inauguration ceremony was a ticketed event, the Presidential Inaugural Committee made efforts to ensure public access and participation. Free tickets for the swearing-in ceremony were distributed through members of Congress, providing their constituents with the opportunity to witness the historic event firsthand. For those unable to secure tickets, large public viewing areas were set up on the National Mall, equipped with jumbo screens for optimal viewing. The parade down Pennsylvania Avenue, a traditional highlight of Inauguration Day, was open to the public, allowing people to line the streets and watch as the newly sworn-in president and vice president made their way from the Capitol building to the White House. Additionally, the inaugural balls, though ticketed, were broadcast live on television and streamed online, allowing people across the country and around the world to share in the celebrations.